We're so happy to be here today representing the entire Take Action Club of Tootin Hills Elementary School. I'm sitting here with a great group of club leaders who are excited to share how our Community Service Club began 2 years ago and to talk about the things we've learned about and worked on so far this year. As you'll hear, the club spent time last year focused on, and in the fall, on local issues, but right now we're deep into an exciting effort to raise awareness about the needs in global communities where children often don't have access to school and many are working as child laborers. I'll let our students describe all of this further, but first I'd love to introduce everyone. We've got
Ian Costello,
Michaela Dyson,
Lydia Shagrew, Keely Flaherty,
Alejandro Verges,
Megan Broderick,
say your name, honey.
Alex Pepper,
Aiden Meta,
Emily Cedor,
Okay, pass it back. So I'd love to start by asking Ian to describe a little bit about how the Take Action Club got started and the connection to Free the Children, which is an international organization that supports our club.
So the Take Action Club was started when I was in 4th grade. I learned about this organization called Free the Children. And Free the Children is an international organization. It's the largest network of children helping children, and it helps make sure that poverty is a yesterday. It makes kids empowered to do great things in their communities locally and globally, and it empowers them to stand up to bullying and many other things that really improve our character, for lack of a better word. And the international organization was founded by a 12-year-old boy named Craig Kielberger, and he learned about the story of another boy named Iqbal Masih in Pakistan who had worked for 6 years at a carpenter factory, and he escaped and spoke out about the poverty that he had been living in. He came back to Pakistan 1 year after receiving a U.S. speaking award, and he was murdered because he spoke out. And Craig took this story and brought it to his class, and I did the exact same thing. I brought my story that I learned, and I brought it to my 4th grade teacher, and these are some of the kids that helped me out starting the club, and it was a great time making it happen. And then 5th grade, a couple of us went to the principal of the new school, of the school that we go to, new principal. His name is Mr. Gazetta, and we told him everything about the club, and we asked him, would you help us, and would you let us run the club? And kudos to him, because without his support and without him letting us do this, it wouldn't have existed. So if Mr. Gazetta is watching this, huge thank you to him. He is definitely one of the reasons that this is possible. And so we started last year. This is our 2nd year as a Take Action Club, and we have 45 kids in our main Take Action Club. These are some of the students from the Leadership Club, where we have 15 leadership kids, and the entire club meetings are on every other Friday. We just had one today, and the leadership meetings are on every other Thursday before the full meetings. And that's pretty much it.
Do you want to share about the fact that it's moved to a couple other schools in town?
Yes, so Squadron Line and I believe Latimer Lane have also started a Take Action Club this year.
So we're excited.
And yeah, it's really fun. So getting around town is a really cool experience for us.
It's bringing the change. Thank you, Ian.
All right.
So I would love to ask Michaela to share a little bit about the fact that we've worked on local issues beginning this year. Do you want to describe a couple of them for everyone?
One, we started a campaign called We Scare Hunger, and that was during Halloween and all of that, so We Scare Hunger. And through that, we raised or got 1,000 pounds of canned food and also collected 1,000 cans of food. And for that, we donated half to the shelter of Hartford and half of the Simsbury Pantry food. And then
Simsbury Food Closet, right? That's their
Food
name.
Closet,
I know. I always struggle with that. Simsbury Food Closet.
Also, so our school has been making sandwiches for a shelter in Hartford for over 28 years. So we helped make the money for that. And for that, we used to every Friday morning when kids were getting off the buses and getting dropped up from their parents, we would be raising signs saying, please donate money, and we say donate money. And we would also be wearing sandwich costumes, so they would donate money, and that's how we would get our products.
Raising awareness, right?
Yeah.
It's a great way.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what about November? So December then transitioned into another campaign or
Yeah.
another topic.
For December, we mostly focused on caring and how to joke in a good way and then joke in a bad way. And we also made You Are Awesome boxes. So for every classroom in our school, they got a box.
To tell them they're awesome.
Mhm.
Love it. Thank you so much. And Lydia, you're going to share with everyone a little bit about the global side that we're starting to focus on and Free the Children. Tell us about that.
So, Free the Children has 5 pillars that they work on to break the cycle of poverty.
Yeah.
And they believe that if a community gets all the 5 pillars, which are education, healthcare, food security, clean water and sanitation, and access to jobs, then the community will be sustained and will no longer be in poverty.
It's awesome. So Emily has a photo to hold. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead a little bit. I just did that. So Lydia, can you have Alex hold up the poster with the Adopt a Village model? Is this something that we can share? There we go. And our goal to support a community in Ecuador, can you just talk a little bit about choosing Ecuador?
So one of our Take Action meetings, we did research on all the 8 countries that Free the Children works in, and then after that we voted and we chose Ecuador because of the access to education problem that was at a real high in Ecuador.
And I think Keely's going to talk a little bit more about that too, right? Thank you. So describe some of the challenges in Ecuador, Keely, and why kids aren't able to go to school.
Well, 3,000 kids in Ecuador can't go to school, which is equivalent to 12 times the amount of the Simsbury population, which is
300,000 kids,
300.
right?
I always
Yeah,
do that.
I know, we always do that.
300,000. So the reason why they can't go to school is, as Lydia said, the other pillars get in the way. So for clean water and sanitation, the kids will get sick from the unsafe and dirty water, but they can't just go to the doctor and get some medicine and go to school the next day because there are no doctors and medicine's expensive. And so they end up just staying sick and they can't go to school if they're sick, which leads to the next one, healthcare. The kids, there's no doctors, like they don't have healthcare. A lot of families don't have health care, and the doctors are really far away, and medicine is expensive, and doctors are expensive, and
Hard to go to school when you're sick, right?
you can't go to school when you're sick.
Yeah.
So they can't go to school because they don't have health care. Then for food security, right before lunch, you're hungry and you can't really focus on the schoolwork 15 minutes before. Imagine feeling that all day, because these kids, they don't have a very filling dinner, and then in the morning when it's breakfast, they maybe won't have breakfast, and they go to school hungry, and they maybe don't have a filling lunch, and so they're just hungry all day if they even get to go to school, and can't really focus when you're hungry. And the last one, alternative income. As I said, doctors are expensive, and also the families need the kids to work, because if they don't, then they need the extra money, or else they won't be able to put food on the table that night. And so you can't go to school if you have to work.
No, you can't.
So, yeah.
And we know that there are some kids that are able to overcome some of those things and go to school. And I know Emily has a photo of what some of these school rooms look like, which is part of the struggle for students who are trying to learn in conditions like that, which is part of why we're trying to help change that, right? Thank you, Keely. Alex, could you share a little bit about Free the Children and how they inspire kids to be the change, and talk about their We Day programs?
So,
events?
Free the Children every year hosts different We Days in different areas of the country. And they are massive events that are made to help empower young kids like us. And they will have famous people. At our We Day, there was a rapper named Big Sean who told us about a story about how he was bullied when he was in school because he always wore khakis and they made fun of him for that. There was also a girl named Hannah Alper, and she's our age about, and she goes up on stage in multiple We Days, our age, and is able to do all that. And so they also have educational information like Hannah Alper, and it's supposed to help kids get inspired to help others.
Do you remember how many kids were in the We Day Toronto that you attended?
20,000?
20,000.
20,000 kids every time. And last October we were invited to one.
Yeah.
It's very fun. Very cool experience.
How do you get a ticket to We Day?
Well, you can't buy one.
Okay, right.
You have to earn one, and you earn one by doing one local and one global action. And when you get that, you'll get invited with a ticket to We Day.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. And so talk about how our club has taken this idea of a big We Day and brought it into Simsbury, into Tootin Hills, and what that's. And then I think Eden has a photo to show
Of
our
flyers.
flyer. Yeah. You want to talk a little bit about that, Alex?
Yeah, so we call it a mini We Day because it's not quite as big. And all the money that we earn will go to support our campaign to build a school in Ecuador. And our mini We Day is coming up on March 27th. And this one you don't need to earn a ticket to. Everyone's invited if you want to come. We host games. We have a lot of different game booths. I know last year the basketball was a big hit.
Yeah.
We
Hoops
have
for Healthcare this year, right?
Yeah. And we have many different food sponsors. Are we still having Burger Fi?
So we're
TCBY?
going to have some burgers. We have Fitzgerald's donating pizzas, and we're still finalizing some of the details. TCBY is also one of our donor sponsors. Grateful for them.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
And so in the middle, we'll have a 30-minute educational program so that everyone can learn why we're going to be at the Mini We Day. And then after that, there'll be some live performers from a band called the CRB in Avon, and they are going to be coming and donating their time.
Donating their time. They're a great Avon band, so we're excited.
Yeah, that's a picture of them.
Yeah. Thank you, Emily.
All right.
All right. Awesome. So we've got Megan here who's going to pull it all together for us, because part of what we're sharing today is a little bit about our club's formation and our history. And our global campaign right now is to raise $10,000 to be able to actually offer a school to a community in Ecuador. And Megan's going to share, if you can, a little bit about that.
So last year we were deciding what one of the 8 countries that we wanted to help out that Free the Children works with. And so we broke into small groups and we researched about each of the countries, and we were really compelled by all of the facts about Ecuador, and we really just wanted to help them, so we voted and Ecuador won. So last year we raised $3,000 from all of the other TAC campaigns that we had and from the mini We Day we had last year. And so this year it left us with $7,000 to raise because it cost $10,000 to build a school. So we were expecting to raise about a little over $1,000 for the mini We Day this year, and then we'd have about $6,000 left to raise as TAC. And so if each person asked 10 people for $15, they could get $150, and then altogether that would equal our product of $10,000.
So remind everyone how many TAC members there are at Tootin Hills.
There are 45 TAC members, and this is the envelope. This is the envelope, in which everyone would raise their money in, and they'd put all the money, and then we'd collect all the envelopes together.
And one of the things that I think that we talk a lot about is how individuals, when we come together, going from me to we together can have a massive tidal wave type of impact. And that's probably my favorite thing working with all of you, is the fact that if we all do a little, we can have a big impact. And that's what we're hoping to do here. So thanks for sharing everything. And thanks to our students and everyone watching. I hope others are as inspired as I am by working with these. And there are a number of other parents, and our principal's been wonderful. It's really great to see young people reaching and at a young age wanting to make the world a better place. And I have big hopes for this group. Our club mantra is, be the change you wish to see in the world. So, Megan, can you tell our friends and neighbors that are watching this that if they're interested in supporting this great campaign, how to do it?
The donations can be mailed to Tootin Hills School or sent to the Take Action Club. And the checks can either be made out to Tootin Hills PTO or Free the Children. And also, the donations are tax deductible.
Great. So if you live in Simsbury, you can probably find the address for Tootin Hills Elementary School in West Simsbury. And we'd love your support, even just a note of encouragement. That would mean a lot to all of our students. Thanks so much.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.